Guys, welcome to Good Works Tractors. Today we are going to be talking about grapples. A couple new options for you that don't require additional hydraulics. So grapples are one of the most sought after attachments that I'm asked about from customers. From phone calls to emails to visitors here in person. I want a grapple. Everything's going great until we start to talk about the additional cost beyond the grapple. And what does that cost, of course? It's the additional hydraulics. Guys, here's a sneak preview of what we're going to be getting into today, so make sure you stick around. But first, go ahead, hit subscribe below. Make sure you head to Facebook, click like, Instagram, click follow. Again, subscribe below. Here we go. So whether you're adding on a third function kit or a diverter kit, there's that unfortunate cost, that hidden cost almost, that you need to consider beyond just the attachment itself. So that's different from something like a tiller or a brush hog or even a set of pallet forks, where you buy the attachment and you're good to go. Your tractor already has what it needs to make it happen. Unfortunately, most tractors are not equipped with that third function or diverter kit you need to run a traditional grapple, where you plug in a hose and connect it to the hydraulic system and then operate it that way. So it stinks, right? You see the cost of the grapple, you think, hey, I'll get that, it'll be a life changer, a game changer for me, I can accomplish so much with it. And then we have to talk about how are you gonna run that grapple? Do you have that third function, an additional valve, an additional spool on your tractor that can operate the function to direct the flow either direction, to open and close the grapple? And so this is above and beyond the two functions already on your loader. You have the first function, which is going to raise or lower your loader and therefore whatever's attached to it, bucket, forks, grapple. And then your other function is going to curl or roll the bucket itself, or again, the grapple or forks or whatever it is on there. So those are two functions. To run a grapple, you need that third function, sometimes accomplished through a diverter kit as well. Either way, it's a lot of additional costs there. Sometimes they're $1,000. Do it yourself, maybe a $700 or $800 if you can figure it out, and it can be up as much as $1,500 or $1,800 depending on your tractor, your configuration, that kind of thing. However, folks, times are changing, okay? And so we're going to talk about two options today, two of them that do not require those additional hydraulics. No surprises, just you see the price of the grapple, you buy it, you put it on, and you use it. No trips to the dealer to get anything else installed on there, no additional hidden costs, except sales tax. You're good to go. And now you, 90% of you tractor owners out there that don't have that third function or that diverter kit, you want to save that money, you just want the functionality of a grapple. You now have options, and that is what we're going to discuss today. Two different options that you can use on your tractor without that third function or diverter kit. You can put it on, you can get to work. Okay, so here we go, guys. This is a look at the two options right now that don't require additional hydraulics. Grapple attachments that don't use additional hydraulics. What a great option to have. So on this side, we have a brush crusher. It's from Westendorf. The model is a BC-4200. In addition to the version like this, they now offer an additional version that has a teeth in the middle as well. So you have, instead of this bar here, you have an additional set of teeth that can be on just the top, just the bottom, or the top and the bottom. I haven't chosen to get any of that version yet, although I'm sure I will just to try them out, and I have had some custom requests for them already. However, I like the idea of lighter weight. Most of the logs and that kind of thing that you're going to put in here are going to work just fine with two jaws, two sets of teeth, one on either end. However, if you want to pick up brush piles and that kind of thing, twigs, leaves, whatever the heck it might be, debris, I can see where that third jaw in the middle here would be a convenient feature as well. The other option we're going to look at today is the electric grapple here offered by WorkSaver. Brand new product to the market. I'm very pleased, very excited to be able to show this to you guys. Both of these grapples here are going to go on and off the same as your bucket would for your John Deere Quick Attach, whether it's a John Deere H120 loader like this or a 120R loader like this, even the next level up in the 2 Series. I am going to take you through the installation process, which is this cabling right here, to control the new electric grapple by WorkSaver. With this brush crusher over here, that's it. You're ready to go. This will come shipped in a crate and ready to assemble, so just get that thing put together, put it on the front of your tractor, and away you go. The electric grapple by WorkSaver will require a little bit of installation, just routing this and tying this into the battery terminals, mounting it to your loader joystick. So this is something that the typical homeowner can do with ease, and I think even have a little bit of fun with it. But we'll do it together today. This model is the 4200 or the BC-4200, BC standing for brush crusher. And this is really it, guys. There is no hydraulic required, there's no electric required. So this top jaw here is gonna be controlled by your curl roll function of your loader joystick. So as you roll it down, like if you're gonna dump your bucket, this top jaw is going to close down towards the bottom jaw. What prevents that bottom jaw from moving is going to be this stop right here that's positioned just on the bottom side of the loader arm itself. You can see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different hole locations here. You're able to adjust the position of this lower jaw. So you can adjust this final resting position here by simply loosening these bolts on either side and sliding this one way or another and rebolting. That'll give you additional flexibility with the position of this bottom jaw. If we adjust this bracket all the way down to the lowest position here, it would allow this bottom jaw to open even further and have a wider gap. The same can be said if we adjusted it up, we could narrow that gap. These brush crushers are designed to be a universal fit on the JDQA or the John Deere Quick Attach. So whether you're a subcompact tractor like this, in a 1 series, a 2 series, 3 series, 4 series, any of those that have the JDQA on there, it's going to be a standard spacing, a standard attachment style. So it doesn't matter which one it is, these smaller loaders all the way up to the 4 series and everything in between. If you have the JDQA, which is standard on John Deere tractors, then this will fit and it will work for you. This is also going to be the lowest price point of the 2 options that we have today. Check my website, GoodWorks Tractors, for more information. We can ship these to you as well. I want you to take a quick look at these headlights here, along with the fender lights. This is a super easy change that you can do on your own. Check out the link above to my other video showing you how to swap halogen light bulbs to these LEDs. Super easy, super quick, looks really good too. So don't get me wrong, I love additional hydraulics. I just think that they're not for everybody. And if you can avoid that cost, if you just have one purpose to get those additional hydraulics, then why not avoid them? So the downside is they're a substantial additional cost for your tractor. The plus side though is that if you have additional needs for those hydraulics, then maybe that's the most practical way to go. However, if you're looking to get by without that cost or just keep your costs as low as possible, then an option that does not require those additional hydraulics is probably the way to go. Well, let's take a look at what's required here to get this electric grapple up and running. So this is going to be the business end here as far as what you're going to see at your operator station. And it's essentially, let's see, it's going to get installed something like this, where this is going to clamp onto the joystick itself, right underneath the ball there. And you're going to position it in a way so that it's comfortable for your thumb to make contact and push up or down on here, which is going to control the actuation of the grapple itself. So we'll position it on there, and probably takes a little bit of experimenting. It's going to be a little bit different for everybody. Looks like there's 2 different holes that are underneath here as well that you can see, so even a little bit more adjustment there to fine tune it. We move on from there, and you're going to see that this cable splits. Let me set this down gently here. But right here it's going to split, and so you have one section that is going to go up to the grapple itself. So after the split, this end here is what's going to go up to the grapple itself. The end of the grapple also has a connection that's like this, watertight, weather tight. You're going to go ahead and connect this to the grapple. At the other end of that split are going to be what you tie into your battery terminals. Right here, super easy and straightforward. You're just going to unscrew them. Always disconnect your negative first and reconnect it last. It even says so in this manual too. So again, how you route this is going to differ from model to model of tractor. I kind of took a little look here at this one here just to see how I would route it. Gonna again have it tied into the loader joystick here. I'm gonna there's a little gap in between some paneling here. I'm gonna try to route it through there and up and under and through the woods and all that kind of thing, and then into the battery compartment up here. There's gonna definitely be some extra. They talk about that in the manual, and again, it's a lot easier to do something with the extra than to not have enough and try to figure out how to get more cable all the way up to where you need it to go. So the manual does suggest tying this off in a manner in some location that is practical, out of the way. If you're going through the woods, you don't want it hanging out right here and just getting snagged on everything that you're going by. Put it somewhere inside here, and also keep in mind for the loaders that are a quick park where you can take the loader on and off, try to route that in a manner, if possible, where you don't have to do any additional work with a harness when you're taking your loader on and off. In other words, maybe it's not the best idea to strap it to your loader here if you plan on taking your loader off on a regular basis. Perhaps try to find a way to strap it to the tractor side itself in an out-of-the-way location. So first I'm going to route the length that is going to go up to the battery terminal inside the engine compartment. There's a little hole right here, a little gap I should say, that you can just kind of feed it right through. And it's a snug fit, don't get me wrong. Well, now that the easy one's done, it's time to route the hard one. And so this one here is a little bit more problematic simply due to the size of this connection here. So this section here is going to give me the most trouble. There's not really a gap large enough over here for that to fit through without any problems. And so what I'm going to try to do is loosen this nut here, take this bolt off rather, and see if I can pull up this panel enough just to slip this underneath there and actually slide it right down here to where the gap widens up. And just so you know, I'm using a 10 millimeter. Just enough in the way there where an extension makes it a lot easier. So let's get you a better look at what I'm doing here. And so I took this bolt out of here that was just tying in there, a little clamp for this hose right here. Just took that out, loosened it up, giving myself a whole lot of free space here. And once you get down to this area, see, I actually tried routing the battery cables right through here underneath the floorboard, and there it is already. It's just that this connector wouldn't fit through that gap. So I loosened that up. I'll be able to fit it through there no problem. And we're right down there with the other battery terminal now. So we got both those cables through there. We're just going to put this bolt back in place and we'll be good to go. So we'll go ahead and get this thumb control mounted here. That way we can see just how much line we need to pull through to the other side. Okay, now it's time to open up the hood. Hey, real quick, a little fun tip for you guys. Some of you guys that have the pre-2018 John Deere 1025Rs, 1023s, 1026Rs even. 2018 and newers come standard with this little push pin. It makes the side panel a toolless removal process, so there's no need for a socket or anything like that. You can actually replace your bolts that are on your older style 1025Rs, your older style 1 Series, with these little pins here, okay? And make yours a toolless removal as well. Okay, so we have everything routed up front here, and I'm just gonna kind of separate, see what I've got going on. This line here, this is gonna be going up to the grapple, so we'll just let that hang. Now this section here, I need to route into the battery compartment that's right up in front here. Now, unfortunately, John Deere has made it a pretty well sealed compartment. There's no little cavities where I can get up underneath and inside here. What I think I'm gonna try to do, and I might have to give it some more thought and maybe change something in the long run, I'm gonna come just inside of this green side panel right here. I'm gonna fish it up from the bottom, right up through here, and let it go right through this little cavity right here and then down to the battery terminals. So I'm just fishing these right up through here, and then like I say, I'm gonna feed it right through here. And so this is a little bit of an experiment, and every one of you will have your own situation to deal with and what you want to do that's best. So it's giving you more than enough cable here to figure out a good routing method for you. And considering I buy and sell these tractors a lot, I don't really want to go drilling a tiny little access hole somewhere if I may be selling this tractor here and not hanging on to it. So not a whole lot to see here, guys. Just know, put that red cable on first, get your black on after. Well, so now what you got to do is hook these two ends together here. Then we're going to give it a quick test to see if it's working, and then we'll worry about tying up the the leftovers. You can see there's a lot of extra here, which is good, right? But we've got to do something with it so it's out of the way. Okay guys, so here you go. We got a couple of good options here that do not require hydraulics. Got the brush crusher over here, the WorkSaver mini grapple over here, electric, okay? Nothing you need to do besides just hook this thing up in place of your bucket. Over here, you hook it up, then you just gotta wire those cables, get it to the battery terminal, fish it up here to the grapple itself and plug it in. Here's some additional information for you guys. This unit right here weighs 238 pounds, 240 pounds over here. So pretty much a wash right there. Now keep in mind, if you add on the middle sections of teeth here, you are gonna increase your weight. So with subcompact tractors and even 2 Series tractors, well, and for that instance, 3 E-Series tractors, weight is a concern with these loaders. They're not extremely capable. And so you really wanna manage that weight by getting a light attachment like one of these guys here. Don't get a big, heavy, cumbersome grapple that you're gonna put on the front because you're gonna eat into your lift capacity. Save the weight with the grapple itself, that way you can put more into whatever it is you wanna pick up. Opening size here, the max opening is gonna be from the tip to tip. You're gonna have 31 inches. So the way that the brush crusher sits right now, you have 24 inches from here to up top. And now again, this lower jaw here is adjustable. And so there's a way that you can lower it this way, which is gonna bring down the jaw down here. And so you are gonna be able to increase that opening. I don't know if you'll get to 31 inches or not, but you'll probably get pretty close. You need to note as well that I can get these in skid steer quick attach or in John Deere quick attach. So the WorkSaver grapples are gonna come in black if they're gonna be for the skid steer quick attach. So for your Kubotas, Mahindras, Masseys, Coyotes, LS, you name it, anything with the skid steer quick attach that's on there, and these guys are gonna be black. In the brush crusher, they do cost a little bit more for the skid steer quick attach. There's more material there for the framing. They're a little bit heavier as well. And right now they're gonna be in gray. They used to be in a construction kind of mustard yellow color, but lately I've been getting them in a charcoalish gray color if you're gonna go skid steer quick attach. And again, that's good for Kubota, Coyote, LS, Mahindra, Massey, Branson, RK, you name it. So with the first test with these grapples here in the shop, the one thing that stood out to me the most was gonna be the time to cycle, to open and close. With the brush crusher over here, you're simply using the tractor's hydraulics, right? You're using that curl roll feature that you have. And so if you have the engine RPMs cranked all the way up, you're gonna get a really fast hydraulic flow and it's going to open and close pretty quick. Over here on the electric grapple, you are gonna see that that cycles slower. It opens and closes slower, doesn't matter on the engine RPMs, it is what it is. And that is pretty typical of electric actuation. It typically doesn't cycle as fast, and that's just a little bit of a sacrifice, I suppose, that you're gonna have to live with and justify that cost savings. So if we take a look at these from the side, you can see there is a substantial bottom jaw over here on the brush crusher. Over there on the mini grapple by WorkSaver, you're gonna see that bottom jaw is relatively cut off or non-existent even. Enough to get you just underneath whatever it is you're gonna pick up and let that top jaw just clamp down right on it and pull it tight. I can see a benefit both ways. With this one here, perhaps getting more brush underneath there and being able to clamp it. So with the mini grapple, however, I can see the ability to keep your load a little bit closer to the frame of the tractor. And if you didn't know, the closer you can keep your load this way, the more weight you can lift, and probably a little bit more stability for the tractor as well. Well guys, I tell you, this is one of those decisions that could be tough to make. There's some definite benefits to both of these, A couple drawbacks, as with anything, but I think both of them are really well thought out options, well designed options. If you're looking to save some money, still get a good grapple functionality, easy for the homeowner to install and use, no trip to the dealer required. Again, these are available in John Deere Quick Attach as well as Skid Steer Quick Attach. And not only can we sell them to you, but we can ship them to you as well. As always, guys, I do really appreciate you watching. Take a moment, hit that subscribe button below, head on over to Facebook, click like, Instagram, click follow. I'm gonna go ahead and do a part 2 on this video here where I take them out to my house, both these machines. We're gonna see how they perform. I don't have a lot of wood out there, but I do have a tree that fell over this summer. I've got it cut up. We're gonna see how it handled those logs. That way you can see these things in action. So make sure you check back for that video soon. Until next time, take care.